a lot of times singers will come in and they're sort of faced with this idea of, I really want to talk through things because it's helpful for my learning, but I'm wasting time because I'm not actually on the instrument itself, whether it be piano or voice. So, sort of the 2 point question I have for you is, how much talking versus playing should you be doing in lessons? And should you be devoting time to learning piano in that lesson setting if your intention is to be a singer?
As someone with an ADHD diagnosis, I have to follow my heart and my brain when it comes to practicing. Otherwise, it won't happen. So when I sit down to practice, I have to find what is going to work for me in that practice day. I do have, somewhat of a practice schedule, especially if I'm, practicing for a gig or something like that. But if it's just me time, I try and dedicate the time to what I'm interested in learning and finding the balance there between just what I'm feeling like doing and applying some academic or work ethic to it is understanding what I want to accomplish in that moment in that practice session. So say I want this song to feel more natural. I'll there's multiple components to that. There's natural feelings in my voice or less pressure in my voice. And maybe the combination of me playing the piano and singing at the same time is causing stress or it's making it harder. So practicing that aspect of it. I think that when it comes to divvying up your time on piano versus voice, it should always be about what your goals are.
Great. So again, to take it full circle, because I'm big on takeaways here. I'm hearing two so far from our conversation. One of them is to start small, but just start. You don't need to take on everything to start learning piano, but singing or anything else, just find your entry point. And the second one I'm hearing is know what your goals are, even if those are changing day to day. Have an intention when you sit down to practice or go in a lesson, know what it is that you want to accomplish.
Absolutely. Yeah. And even having that in like some sort of journal, like I recommend everyone having a practice journal of some sort, even if it's just recording what you've been doing. But it's also very helpful to plan, like proactively plan what you want to do too. Obviously, there's going to be some impromptu stuff, and you might not be able to follow it directly. But it's good to have that written direction that you can always come back to if you're like, well, I don't know what I want to do today, or I'm not sure how to proceed on this. It's always good to just have a little bit of writing outside of your head to help guide you.
Absolutely. And in teacher trainings with us, and what we try to bring to the table for our students is having this idea of micro goals to work towards a macro goal. And usually those macro goals are a little bit easier to identify. Like, I want to learn piano, I want to sing at the next open mic. And those micro goals tend to be a little bit harder because we're not sure what the stepping stone is to get to the macro goal. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely, I would. Yeah.
I'm hearing that one strategy is having a vocal journal or a piano journal, practice journal to keep track of what you're doing.